Hello and welcome to Billikens Basketball. We're in the round of 64 in the East, and 13 ranked St. Louis Billikens are taking on 4th ranked Virginia Tech Hokies. The winner of this will go through to meet 12th ranked Liberty, who in a shock victory beat Mississippi State 70-79, and so they await the winner of this game. The starting lineups for St. Louis: point guard Tremaine Isabel, small forward Javon Bess, center Katare Gordon, power forward Hassan French, and shooting guard Jordan Goodwin. For the Hokies, point guard Wabisa Bede, small forward Nikau Alexander Walker, center Kerry Blackshear Jr., power forward Ty Outlaw, and shooting guard Ahmed Hill. So the two guys in the center ready to take the tip-off for the Billikens is Hassan French, and for Virginia Tech it will be Kerry Blackshear. The official walks into the center and throws the ball in the air, and it's a plus 12 to the power forward, so that's 28 and 25, so the ball will go to Ty Outlaw of Virginia Tech, and St. Louis will have the possession arrow. So here we go. Outlaw looks and he's consulting the Z chart immediately, and it's a technical foul on the visiting coach. So there was a few words at the start of the game when in the warm-up, things going not according to plan. Some of the players getting into it, and the coach is automatically given a technical foul there. Obviously said something straight away to the officials, and the free throw shooter will be Ahmed Hill. He's looking at 81, and he makes it. So Virginia Tech take a very early lead. Billikens have it, and it's with Bess, and he double dribbles and loses possession. So from the sideline, Blackshear runs down the court and he drives to the basket, and he's fouled in the act of shooting, and the foul is 99, who is not on the court. Therefore Katare Gordon picks up his first foul and the first team foul. 15. The basket is good, but could it be blocked with a B7? And it is. So the basket was blocked by Gordon, but unfortunately he fouled him, and so Blackshear will go to the line, and he has 2 free throw attempts, and we're looking at 73. The first one is a 3, so that is good. The second one, 37, and that is good. So they jump out to a 3-point lead, all from the free throw line, and St. Louis need to calm down. So the ball is with Goodwin. Goodwin runs down the court, passes it over to Isabel, and Isabel shoots and he scores, but he's blocked. There's a block if there's an 11 plus defender, and there isn't, so Tremaine Isabel gets the first open court score, and Virginia Tech lead 3-2. I think it's fair to say that Virginia Tech are the favourites. Offensive foul, and the offensive foul is 23, and that is Blackshear. So that's the first foul for Virginia Tech, and the ball will go to the sidelines to St. Louis, who The ball is with the centre, Gordon. Gordon then switches the ball over to French, and French sends it back to Gordon, and Gordon will shoot 47, so it's 55 minus 8, which is 47, so it's good. And St. Louis take the first lead of the game for them, and from under the basket out comes Beatty. Beatty passes over to Blackshear, and Blackshear switches it to shooting guard Ahmed Hill, who will shoot. 82 is a miss, so Hill shoots a miss, and the rebound, highest centre at 4, so 25-17, but still an offensive rebound for Blackshear. So he will rebound it, and 8, he will shoot 84, and that is a miss. So Blackshear misses, and so the rebound is up. Highest defensive rebounder will be French. So Hassan French gets the rebound, and St. Louis begin to bring the ball up the court. Goodwin has the ball. Consult the Z chart. Pass to choice, who scores and is fouled. So the choice is going to be Carter Gordon. So he scores, and he will be fouled. And the foul is 88. He's not on the court, so Blackshear picks up his second foul in this period, and Gordon needs a 50. I didn't pick the right guy, just pass that to. That's a 53, so he misses it. I actually looked at the field goal instead of the free throws, so oh well, that's the way it is. And so the rebound will go to the defensive centre Blackshear, and then there will be a fast break. St. Louis are using D, but Virginia Tech are using C, 10 on a C. The shooting guard scores, so Ahmed Hill scores, and the score is 6-5 to the Billikens. Consult the Z chart. Visiting power forward must rest, so already Hassan French has come out, and that reminds me I need to tick all of the ones that are not the starters. So we're looking for a power forward. So the only forward we've got is Jack Brabion, who is a small forward, but he's going to have to play at power forward position. And here we go. Have we got anybody with an 8? We don't, but Javon Bess will get the ball. Bess will switch it over to Raboin, and Raboin will then drive into the basket and shoot. 72, he will miss. And the Hokies come away with it. Ty Outlaw drives the full length of the court and is fouled in the act of shooting by 99. Well, I don't think he's on the court, he isn't, so Raboin gets the foul. Did he score? Did he score the basket? 79. No, he didn't. So Outlaw will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws, and this will put them in the lead if he hits them both. 66 is what we're looking at. 22, the first one is good to tie the game. Second one on the way. 72 is a miss, so it's all tied, and the rebound is the highest guard. 13, 10, 11, 22, so Goodwin gets the defensive rebound for St. Louis, and St. Louis begin to move up the court, sends it over to Isabel. Isabel then passes it to the power forward Raboin, who is fouled in the act of shooting by 46 Thai Outlaw, so that's the third team foul for Virginia Tech. Did he score? 43, yes he did, so Raboin scored to give St. Louis a 2-point lead. He will get a free throw, and he's looking at 33, and it's a 73, so it's a miss, and the rebound is a loose ball fouled by the defense, and 28. He's Ahmed Hill, so that's 4 team fouls, and it's an offensive rebound to St. Louis, a team rebound, and they will begin from under the basket. The ball goes over to Gordon. Consult the Z chart, and Gordon, Blackshear must come out and rest. So they're looking for a centre. Justin Robinson comes in. The ball goes over to the shooting guard Goodwin, and Goodwin is fouled in the act of shooting by 64, who's not on the court, so that's Ahmed Hill. That's his second, and that's 5 team fouls. Did he score? 1, yes he did. So Goodwin hits the basket, and St. Louis up on 4 points now, and Goodwin will also have a free throw, which he misses, and the rebound is the highest power forward with 1 added, 33-18, so it's an offensive rebound. Raboin, I'm sure that's not the way he says his name, but that's what it's going to be in this game, and it's 2, so he starts up to build up, passes over to Goodwin, who will shoot 87, so Goodwin shoots and misses, and it comes back out, and the defensive small forward Alexander Walker picks up the ball, and a fast break 19 on a C, and 19, the small forward Alexander Walker scores, and so we're at 10-8, and St. Louis have the ball under the basket. The ball moves to Isabel over to Bess, and then Bess back to Isabel, who must shoot 2, and that will be good. Isabel scores, and St. Louis replenish that lead to 4 points, and Virginia Tech take over. Beatty comes down the court with the ball, switches it to Alexander Walker, who can pass to his choice. They haven't got anybody that's got a 20, so he's going to pass it to the centre Justin Robinson, who must shoot. 71 is a miss. Justin Robinson misses, and the rebound is back to Gordon, who will fast break 85, and they're on D. And the shot is missed by 70, who is Raboin. He shoots and misses, and the rebound is a defensive rebound. So Virginia Tech take the ball, and they switch it over to Beatty. Beatty then to Hill, and Hill to Robinson, who travels with the ball and switches it. Turns it over to the Billikens, and they begin to move back up the field, and it's a long pass to Bess, and Bess will shoot. 53 is not good, but it's fouled by C if his shooting is greater than 20, which it isn't, so Bess just misses the shot, and the rebound is to the defensive centre Robinson, who will begin coming up the court and switch the ball over to Alexander Walker. Alexander Walker, we're going to consult the Z chart, and it says home power forward must rest, which is Ty Outlaw. He is to come out. They're going to have to bring Horn in because Blackshear cannot come back in yet. The pass goes to Beatty, who will shoot. No, he won't. He'll pass it over to the shooting guard Ahmed, who will shoot, and it's a three-pointer. 27, and it is good. So Ahmed Hill hits from 3-point range, and he brings the score within one. St. Louis switches to Bess, and Bess will go for a three-pointer. And he will score unless they've got a block of 13 plus, and they don't. So Bess scores with a three-pointer to reinstate the 4-point lead, and Virginia Tech will call a timeout. So Blackshear is going to come back in. At centre, of course. Horn will stay. Ty Outlaw will come out and rest. So Blackshear is back in. He's done his resting. Has Hassan French. And they're going to bring their centre out. Billikens have the ball. Consult the Z chart. Illegal defense, we don't have it in college. And he's fouled in the act of shooting, and he's fouled by 4. And 4 is Alexander Walker, so that's his first, and that is the 6th foul by Virginia Tech. 41, he did not make the shot, so Bess will get 2 free throws. He is 79. First one is missed. Second one is good. And so 16-11 to the Billikens. And Virginia Tech take over. The ball is passed to Beatty. And there's a defensive foul. And that foul is by 62. Who is not in the court, so it's Isabel. Isabel gets that foul, and that's the second foul by the Billikens. And from the sideline they begin to build again. Switched over to the small forward Alexander Walker, who will shoot, and he will miss. The rebound is to Bess, who will start a fast break. 7 on a D, and the shooting guard Goodwin scores, and it's 18-11 with Virginia Tech taking the ball, and it is with the point guard Beatty. Bailey switches it over to Hill. Hill then to Alexander Walker, who will shoot 25. So let's have a look at this. So that's 25 minus 7 is 18 plus 6 is 24. Off of 54 is 30. 25 is good. Blocked by PD with a B8. And he doesn't, so Alexander Walker will score. And the score is 18-13. Billikens in possession. Over to Goodwin. Goodwin looks up and sends it to Bess. And Bess makes a quick pass to Isabel, who drives to the basket, shoots and misses. The rebound is the defensive power forward Horn, who will start off a fast break. 10. And the ball ends up with Ahmed Hill, who sticks it in the basket. And the score is 18-15 to the Billikens. On the Billikens basket, Goodwin. Goodwin switches it over into the shooting area for Isabel, who will shoot, and he's going for a 3-2. 57 is no good. And the rebound on that will end up with Horn. Horn switches to the shooting guard. And a timeout is taken by Virginia Tech. They will bring Ty Outlaw back in at power forward. And Jonathan Kabongo will come in at point guard. Cartari Gordon coming back in for St. Louis. And Dion Wiley is going to come in at the shooting guard. So play continues. The ball comes over to the power forward Outlaw. Outlaw switches it to Alexander Walker, who must shoot. 32 is inside, but what happens with the it's 25 minus 7, which is 18, and 6 is 24, so we take 24 off, that's 30, and the shot is 32, so Walker will miss on this occasion. And the rebound goes to the highest defensive rebounder, who is French. And the Billikens come up the court with Dion Wiley. Wiley switches it over to Bess. And Bess will drive into the basket. 40. I don't think that's going to make it because 23 minus 7. No, he's going to miss that. So Bess shoots and misses. And the rebound is the defensive centre Blackshear, who will instigate a fast break. 12 on a C. And the shooting guard Hill scores. And it's a 1-point game. St. Louis 18-17 in the lead. Pass goes long to the power forward, who will drive into the basket and shoot, and he will score. French. First shot, first basket, giving St. Louis a 3-point lead. And Virginia Tech come up the court with Kabongo. Kabongo then passes over to Blackshear. Blackshear to Ty Outlaw, who will shoot, and he will miss. And the rebound off that will go to the highest power forward, who is French. So a defensive rebound there for St. Louis, and they will come up the court. Over to the power forward French. He will continue his drive, passes to any choice player, which will be the centre Gordon, who must shoot 5. So 32 minus 4 minus 6 is 32 minus 6 is 26 plus 8 is 34, so 34 off that is 21, and it's a 5, so it's good, but it's blocked if we've got any B2s, and we have. So Gordon shoots, but it is blocked by Blackshear. And it goes to the point guard for St. Louis, Isabel. And Isabel will switch it over to Wiley. Wiley will then send it back to Isabel. And Isabel will give it to Bess, who will shoot. 58 is a miss. So it rebounds off the rim. And that will come to the highest offensive rebounder, who is Hassan French. So an offensive rebound by French, who is a 1A2. He can pass, but he's going to take the shot. 44. Blocked if a PD is a B4, and he isn't. And that is good. Hassan French hits the basket. And St. Louis call a timeout at the 10-minute mark. So, timeout by St. Louis, and Goodwin will come back in at shooting guard. And Isabel is going to come out. And Wiley is going to switch across to the point guard position. Bayday is coming back in for Virginia Tech. And we're going to bring Ahmed Hill out. So on to shooting guard. And that will be Brendan Palmer. So here we go into the second part of the first half. And St. Louis have the ball with the small forward Bess. And there's a defensive foul. And that is by 54. He's not on the court, so it's Alexander Walker. That's his second, and we're in the team foul, so Bess will get a one-on-one. So this first one, Bess, we're looking at 79, 38, nails it, and so gets the second one. '89 misses. The rebound comes to the defensive small forward Alexander Walker, and a fast break. 87 is a wild throw, and it goes out of bounds, and St. Louis pick up the ball from the sideline, and the ball is passed into the D to Jordan Goodwin, who will shoot 20, and he will score. So 25-17 the lead now for St. Louis. The ball goes over to Beatty. Beatty will shoot, and he will shoot a 3, and he will miss. He'd taken 2, he'd have made it. I don't think he's made 5 3 throws. So I'm just going to pause it to make sure what the score is here. Okay, we're all sorted out there. I managed to get a St. Louis player with 5 3-pointers, and he's not taken one. So the rebound. The rebound, it's a jump ball, therefore the possession arrow gives it to St. Louis. And the possession arrow now moves to Virginia Tech. St. Louis have the ball on the sidelines. Consult the Z chart. Visitors point guard must rest, which is the lowest ranked. So Dion Wiley has to come out. So Fred Thatch will come in at point guard. And we will continue. The ball is with Bess. Bess will shoot. 83 is a miss, but he's fouled by the shooting guard. If he's got a greater than 14, and he hasn't, he's got 13.3. Therefore, it's just a miss. Bess misses. And highest rebounder, 28 for St. Louis. So it's an offensive rebound by French. And he will start to build up. Passes it over to Goodwin. And Goodwin is fouled in the act of shooting by 24. They're on the court, so it's Palmer. And that's the 8th team foul. So what started off? Did he score the basket is the first question to ask. 85, no he did not. And therefore Goodwin will get 2 free throws. But what I was going to say is that this all started off with St. Louis being 3-0 down after a technical foul and 2 free throws right at the start of the game. And since then they haven't fouled. So Goodwin is a 51. His first one is missed. The second one is in the basket. And so 26-17 is the lead now. And Virginia Tech, who are the favourites, need to come up. Palmer drives to the basket and he's fouled in the act of shooting. And the foul is by 79. And 79 is not on the court, so Goodwin takes that. So just as I was saying that they haven't fouled for a while, they go and do it. Did Palmer score? We've got 15 now. Very doubtful, and he didn't, so Palmer will get 2 free throws. And it's 33, so he's got a very low number. First one is missed. Second one is also missed, so off the rebound it goes to the offensive centre Blackshear, who will look to lay this out to Outlaw. Outlaw will then look for a way into the basket, but he drops it off quickly to Blackshear, who will shoot. And he will score unless... Oh, and he doesn't score because Gordon, the centre, has got a B7. So Blackshear shoots, but Gordon blocks it. And the ball goes out of bounds to the offense. So Virginia Tech will start again on the sidelines. And the time has run out. So Jermaine Isbell comes back in for St. Louis. And Ahmed Hill comes back in for Virginia Tech. And Virginia Tech will take Alexander Walker out. And we'll bring in PJ Horn. Virginia Tech, if they get through, could struggle. They've only got 10 players carded, so that's all we've got to play with. So here we go. Let's see what happens. The centre, Blackshear, will shoot. 3, it is good. Blackshear shoots his first basket of the game, and he's also fouled. 88 or his PD, and it will be Gordon. Gordon takes his second foul and the 4th team foul. So the Free throw is good. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And St. Louis will have the ball. St. Louis have the ball. And it's over to point guard Isabel. Isabel will come down the court. Switch it over to Bess, who will shoot and will miss. The rebound is the ice small forward with the +3, so he's 20, he is 18, so Horn will win that rebound, a defensive rebound, and will pass the ball over to shooting guard Ahmed, and there's a defensive foul, 78 not on the court, so Goodwin again. Second foul for Goodwin and 15 foul for St. Louis. Horn has the ball, switches it to Beatty, and Beatty then passes it over into the shooting area for Outlaw, and Outlaw shoots and he misses. Rebound is taken by two players, and so there's a jump ball, and it will be given to Virginia Tech on the possession arrow. The possession arrow goes to St. Louis, and Tech bring the ball up with Beatty. Beatty then switches it to Outlaw, and Outlaw will shoot for a three-pointer, and he will make it. So the score comes down to 26-23, and French will bring the ball for St. Louis. He's driving to the lane and is fouled in the act of shooting by 28, who is Hill. Ahmed Hill, his third foul. And the basket is missed, so French will go to the line for 2 free throws. But Hill is going to have to come out of the game for the moment. And Brandon Palmer is going to have to come in. So Virginia Tech losing one of their top scorer so far. So Hassan French has 2 free throws. Oops, wrong one. First one is missed. Second one is missed. It's a 35 and that's a 36. So they're both missed. And the rebound goes to the point guard for Virginia Tech, Beatty, who will start a fast break, 39. But the small forward, Horn, is fouled. By the point guard, who is Isabel. And that goes to the sidelines, but they're now in foul. Both teams are in the foul now. So power forward Outlaw has the ball. Switches it over to Beatty. Beatty will then pass it to the shooting guard Palmer, who will shoot. And he will miss. So Palmer misses. And the small forward Javon Bess for St. Louis picks up the defensive rebound. Switches it over to Goodwin. Goodwin then over to Isabel, and Isabel passes it back to Goodwin, who will shoot. 16 is good, so Goodwin gets the basket. And 28-25 to the Billikens. Virginia Tech come up the court with Bayday. Bayday then switches it to PJ Horn. And there's an offensive foul. 69, and that is PJ Horn. So it's an offensive foul by Horn. And St. Louis will get the ball on the sidelines. Isabel has the ball, switches it over to Gordon. Gordon then over to French, who will shoot. 34 is good, but it's blocked if C is a B8, and he isn't, so French scores. And St. Louis now have a 7-point lead. Consult the Z chart. Great night for high scorer. Don't know what that means. I think I need to check that one. I'll be back in a second. Well, what that means is whoever is the high scorer has his attempts for 2 and 3 points doubled, and that is currently Ahmed Hill, who is unfortunately out. So when he comes back, attempts will be 10 and 12. So, but anyway, we'll continue. Power forward has the ball, and he will shoot a 3-pointer. 32, and it is good. Outlaw hits his second 3-pointer of the game, and it is now 32-26, and St. Louis have the ball. Switching to power forward, who will shoot. Hassan French shoots 42. It is good. So French just trying to keep some distance between the Billikens and the Hokies. And the Hokies come up the field, up the court, and Horn. Consult the Z chart. Visitors point guard must rest, so Isabel has to come out. And Thatch is going to come in. Pass goes over to Beatty, and Beatty will drive into the basket, and he will score. So his first attempt, and he makes it. 32-28, lead of 4. Lane violation by Bess gives it over to Virginia Tech, and they get the ball to shooting guard Palmer. Palmer will drive down the court. He's looking around, but he sees nobody, so he has to drive in and shoot. And he misses. The rebound comes back. Highest power forward +6. So it's going to be Hassan French with the defensive rebound. And St. Louis will call a timeout. So Isabel will come back in. Alexander will come back in. And Bess must go out. So looking for a small forward. That's going to be Raboin. It's coming in again. And the ball is sent over to Raboin. We'll switch it to Isabel. And Isabel will pass it over to the shooting guard Goodwin, who will shoot. 63 is no good. Fouled if PD is greater than 9. If FD is greater than 9, which it is. So it's fouled, and he is fouled by 5. Who is Alexander Walker, and that's his third. So Goodwin has a free throw attempt, 51, and it is good. So 33-28, and Alexander Walker is going to come out, and Isaiah Wilkins is going to come in, and this is where Virginia Tech could struggle, losing their key men. So pass goes to Blackshear for Virginia Tech, switches it to Outlaw. Outlaw goes down the court, drives in and shoots. 52 is a miss, so Outlaw misses. Rebound is the highest, SF plus 10, so that's going to be Raboyne with the defensive rebound, and St. Louis can build again. Comes down the court, Raboyne, might be Raboyne, I don't know, somebody will put me straight on it, and he travels, and it's picked up by, on the sidelines by Virginia Tech. The ball goes into the center, and it is Bayday is fouled while shooting. Foul is 80. So it's going to be Isabel, and that's his third. Did he score? 94. No, he did not. So Bayday will get 2 shots. But I think St. Louis is going to have to bring Isabel off. And Thatch comes in. So 2 free throws for Bayday. 55 is his rate. First one is missed. Second one is scored. So 33-29, and St. Louis have the ball. And the ball is passed to Raboyne, who will then continue down the court. Switch it over to Thatch, who will shoot, and he will score. So Thatcher's first attempt goes in, and St. Louis have a 6-point lead. Point guard Bayday has the ball, runs down the court, and we consult the Z chart, and the Z chart says the home point guard must rest, which is Bayday. So Bayday is going to come off. And Kabongo is going to come in. The ball is switched over to Palmer, who will shoot, and he will miss. The rebound will go to the shooting guard, who will start a fast break. 65. That is just the standard. Defense get back, and St. Louis will call a timeout. They're going to bring Gordon out and put Foreman in. And Javon Best can come back in for Raboyne. we're going to bring Wilkins out and bring Alexander Walker back in. So St. Louis have the ball with the shooting guard. Goodwin switches it over to Bess. And there's a defensive foul, and that foul is by 95, who is Kabongo. Fortunately, they brought him on because it was Alexander Gordon, if not. And the foul will take Bess to the shooting line. So 79, and the first one is good. And the second one is also good. So 37-29 lead, and Virginia Tech call a timeout. They're going to bring Ahmed Hill back on. Remember, he doubles everything, so he's on a 10 and a 12 for 2 and 3 attempts. So a power forward, Outlaw, switches it to the center. Blackshear passes it over to Alexander Walker, who shoots, and he misses. Rebound is the highest shooting forward with a +2, so that's 20 and 12. So Bess gets the ball on a defensive rebound, and he passes over to the small, keeps it himself actually, takes it down the court. Consult the Z chart. Visiting small forward must rest, so Bess has to come out. And Hackton comes in. Choice 16, and then they will have to shoot. So it's going to French. 84, that's a miss. High centre had 4, so he's 21. Blackshear's going to easily win that one. Defensive rebound, and he passes it to Alexander Walker. Alexander Walker then over to the shooting guard, who will shoot, but he'll miss. Ahmed Hill misses. Highest rebounder, 25, 28, so Hassan French gets the defensive rebound, and that's his 5th defensive rebound of the game. And he passes to Foreman at centre, and Foreman then shoots. 56, he misses. And Foreman's rebound goes to the point guard, Kabongo, who will instigate a fast break. 97. Point guard charges offensive foul, so Kabongo with an offensive foul, so no shots, but it will go to St. Louis, and they pass it over to the power forward French. French will then pass to Goodwin, and Goodwin will shoot. 13. Well, let's have a look. So that's 13 minus 7 is 6. It's going to be good. So Goodwin shoots and scores, and fouled by power forward if his foul drawing is greater than 4, and it is. So Outlaw fouls him, and right at the buzzer, Goodwin has a chance to add an extra. 43 is good, so Goodwin gets that. And at half time, the Billikens go in with a impressive 40-29 lead. So that's the end of the first half. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and we'll be back with the second half very shortly.